Hello, hello, hello. Okay, let's do this. I'm in the studio setting today. Going to put my camera a little bit more. And we're going to start on our feet. Now, no equipment. Very exciting. No equipment at all. I'm just going to bring my mat across. And I want you to start by just standing at the back of your mats for me. Just going to put some colour into my screen. There we go. Fabulous. Okie dokie. So we've got a lot of room to move around. Make sure that you've got your mat, your beautiful bodies, and let's set it up. So feet underneath hips, and we're going to roll the shoulders, and we're going to go straight up, Pilates, breathing in through the nose, and exhale through the mouth as we squeeze back. Just roll those shoulders. And we're going to add in some arm movements. We're going to lift the arms up and squeeze them back. Big lift up, mobilizing the shoulder joints. Begin to soften your knees a little bit more, begin to squeeze your belly, and then just slightly tap that tailbone under so you're activating your core. And then bring your arms down by your side and reverse that motion, up, back and round. Breathing in as you lift, exhale as you sit down. 3 more, big squeeze back. 1 more. Good. Release your arms. Roll those shoulders back 1 more time. Extend up to the sky. Lift up, soften through your knees, and just begin to glide forward, bringing your arms softly down towards the floor. And we go through that bending and extending of the legs, sinking down and extending back up. Keep the spine soft. Doesn't matter if you can't completely extend your legs. Try and get a deep bend. Try and keep all 4 corners of your feet on the floor. Couple more reps here. And then we're going to take a little walk forward. We're going to step 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pull your right knee to your right elbow. Return. So your body's in a lovely flat position. Left knee to the left elbow. And again. So we're just starting to warm up the hips, the core. Take the knees out a little bit wider. So you've got that reach out towards the outside of your elbows. 1 more on each side. And then we begin to lift our hips up, walking our hands back to our feet, pausing at the bottom, scooping that belly in, arms just hanging, and we slowly step our spine. Always remember the chin is the last thing that comes up. And we always got to remember to reset those shoulders. Bring those arms up, sink down, and pause here. So I'm doing like a kind of little half squat. And I want you to open 1 arm out to the side, squeeze the shoulder blade back up to the sky. So I'm just gently rotating, side bending and reaching, but I'm not letting my knees move. So I'm stabilizing the hips forward and just doing a gentle rotation and squeeze the side through my waistline. 1 more on each side. 1 more. And then we bring our arms down to the floor again. Bend and extend. This time, let's get a little bit deeper and a little bit more extension. Maybe lift your eye gaze and then release. But you can just stay with that spine in that curved position. Entirely up to you. 3 more of these. Come on, really force that extension. Feel that back stretching. 1 more time. Breathe, breathe. Bend the knees. Walk forward. And give me those knee pulls to the elbow again. Give them as wide as you can. Try to keep those shoulders dead still above the wrists. So again, that's waistline working, strong. You can find options to drop to your knees and do a little knee tap. 1 more each side. When you've done that last one, walk your hands back in, lift the hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to in this position. Then, lovely soft spine, we roll up. And then we hit the top with shoulder roll. Take a breath in, swing those arms back into that half squat. And then we're going to reach back up. Remember, you're moving your eye gaze to the fingers, following, slightly twisting, slightly side bending, but you're keeping your weight in your heels. You're squeezing your abs and butt cheeks to keep the hips as still as possible. One more. And then sink down, drop your hands down, bend and extend. Now, if you want to make this even deeper, take your feet a little bit wider, sink your hips down and lift your spine straight, and then extend your legs and let your spine bend. So we lift, sink, and extend. You can stick with what we did before, that's absolutely fine. Just depends on the mobility of your hips, depends on your tightness of your hamstrings. And extend. One more. And on that last one, we take a walk forward. This time, our knees are going to opposite elbows. So we allow a bit more movement through the hips and the waistline. Again, just trying to keep a little bit more shoulder stability. We're doing 8 of those. And this time, drop the knees down to the ground. Pull back, stretch, head and chest drop. And then we bounce our body forward. We lower down into the floor. So our triceps lead the way, my elbows were in. Then we reach out into that star. Then we tuck our toes, hands return, elbows come in tight. Lift the bum up first, chest follows. And then lift the knees off the floor. And then pull that knee to opposite elbow again. 1, 2, 3, keep breathing. 4, 5, 6, 7, one more. 8, knees down, push your bottom back, melt your head and chest down, arms are strong and forward. We lift our bodies up, we pull the elbows in all the way down to the floor. We lift and reach. We tuck our toes, we bring our hands back, point those elbows in, bottoms up, chest follows the way. So of course, you can do all of this with your knees off the ground. So if you want to make it harder, I'll show you in a second. 4, 5, 6, 7, last one, 8. When you come down, you can bend your elbows in, chest drops first, then bottom drops down. Then we reach out. And this time we release our foreheads down onto our hands. Let the body relax, take a little wriggle. Okay, so we're going to do some arm circles, working on back extensors to getting right into posture. We're going to just make sure on the mat, just a bit further forward. So we're going to lift up. You can leave the legs on the floor for now. We're going to lift up, reach the arms, circle them all the way around. And at this point, if you wish, lift your legs and squeeze them together as you pull your shoulder blades back. Then as you release your arms back, your legs open, and then you release down to the floor. So we lift the upper body. We circle as wide as you can go. Squeeze those shoulder blades. My palms turn to face each other. Then we lift and squeeze back even more. And then open the arms as the legs open and lower everything to the floor. If that's too much, just lift up, open those arms, keep the feet down and squeeze a lift at the very last point. And then open them back out wide and return them. If that's still too much, bring your arms closer in and then just do a half circle round and then a half circle back. So you stop at that point and release. Okay, so if your lower back's feeling it, keep going once I've talked. If your lower back's feeling it, reduce your range. Because as soon as you take your arms forward, you've added to the load. That's more for your back. You do expect to work your back muscles, but you want to think this, you don't have any pain, like unnecessary pain. Right. 4 more. Make sure your eye gaze isn't too far forward than your mat. Just because the second you lift your chin too high, you end up hyperextending in those neck muscles. And we want to just make sure we're not using those too much. Last one. So we lift, we squeeze. You're going to hold here and you're going to swim kick your legs. And you might want to drop your arms and just work the legs there. You might want to take your arms to T. Or if you're feeling really strong today, take your arms forward and work the arms and legs together for 10 seconds. Up to you. Now lift the chest, lengthen the body, reach the arms, point those toes. 4, 3, 2, and just release it down. Turn your head one direction, take a wriggle in the head. Turn your head the other way. Yeah, bring your hands around the side, elbows in, lift your bottom off the ground and power your chest up. Take a curve of the spine, walk the hands in and just arch through the spine now. Good, through the spine. Now we're going to come back down to the floor and we're going to turn over onto our left side. So just remember the left side. And then take your body into a straight line. Jump up, get a little bit warm. Okay, so here we are. Rest your head onto your upper arm, like a little pillow. And then from there, bend both knees forward. Now from there, this is the lower leg is your stabilizing leg. So you lift the right leg up and you keep it aligned to start with. That's your starting point. I want you to bring your knee high and open your knee out towards your shoulder. And then extend your leg away. And then pull the leg forward. Point the toe. Take the leg all the way back. A little micro squeeze back in the glutes. You don't let the hips roll. And then you bend the knee back in. You pull it up towards your shoulder. Flex the foot to keep the leg straight down the rest of your body. And then you hip flexor forward. Point the toe. Swing all the way back. And that little micro squeeze at the back. Knee in. So open that knee up towards the sky. Pull it in as much as you can. It's about hip openers. Kick it away. Bring it all the way forward. Put your core tight. Put the toe. Pull that leg all the way back up. Bend, pull in. So what I don't want you to do is when you bring the leg forward, don't let it fall. Okay, that rotates your pelvis straight away. You need to keep that leg lined up with the hip bone, if not higher, and make sure you pull that knee up and out. I don't see knees down here. Up and out, kick it away, pull it forward, point the toe, keep that leg, maybe get another inch or two higher. Open the knee, put it forward, kick it away, put it forward, point the toes. Okay, if any points too much, you can just do the knee bend in, then pull that leg back, float it forward in front of the hip, and float it back. So open the knee to begin with, put it back, neutral spine, neutral position, swing it forward in front of the hip, and then squeeze it back. Just make sure you don't roll through the hips. So the knee opener has to be high up towards the shoulder. Swing the leg forward, point it back. All right, do one more for me. Now, bend that knee in, grab hold of it, and just pull it in towards your shoulder. You might roll very slightly onto that lower buttock. and then release it and kick it up to sky. So now my leg is slightly in front, but high up. So I've opened up my hip a little bit more now. I'm not equally facing forward. And we're just going to make big circles, utilizing that hip joint at that angle. Because usually here, when we're facing forward, you don't go very far. When you rotate slightly, you can get much bigger angle, but keep the control in your core, keep the outer thigh moving. Option is to reduce the range and just do it with your knee bent. Yeah, you're still working that same movement. You just drop the range. 2 more, start to make it really painful. And that's down to you. That means bigger range, much bigger lift up. Squeeze into your abs. 5 more, bigger circles as you can go. 4, 3, 2, last one. And release the leg. Give it a little rub. And if that wasn't enough for you, you can pause it and repeat. So let's get into this lower leg, inner thigh. Come up onto your elbow. Open your back knee, your right leg, so your foot's on the ground. And slide your left leg slightly out in front of that mat. And we're going to lift it to a hover. That's your starting point. So we're going to lift it up for 1 and drop straight back down. So imagine you're working just in adduction. Adduction is a movement from the hip that swings the leg inwards. And quite often you can rotate your leg and you end up lifting with the thigh. This is the inner thigh. This is this small inner thigh muscle that doesn't get used enough. So you really need to turn your toes down towards the floor and heels up towards the sky to get the real movement in that inner thigh. Now we're going to do 8 more of these. Big lifts up and drop down. Right, I've noticed I've started to drop into my shoulders. I'm going to lift back up, activate my core, and work a little bit more in the kind of crunch position, slight crunch, and not sink into my shoulders. 3 more. Now, after this last one, pause, point the toe, bend the knee, so you tap the shin and extend the leg back out. So now we're isolating this inner thigh. So my thigh's not moving. I'm just working the outer shin. Can you just lift it up slightly higher, as if you're working towards the kneecap? Press, lengthen. 6, 5, 4, 3. Ooh, I've dropped into my shoulder again. 2. Hold your last one at full extension and pulse. High as you can go. So I'm not dropping further than mid-range. Keep working it. 10, 9, 8. Come on, at this very point of maximum at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Just allow that shoulder a little bit of give. Bring the knees together. Okay, we're going to work in a side plank, but we're going to do it on our hands. So take the pressure out of the shoulder joint, working to the wrist. We're going to take our front foot, our front leg, so our top leg, sorry, foot slightly in front of the lower leg, and then lift up into full side plank. Okay, from here, squeeze your left glute to elevate your hips and give me 10 presses. And believe me, if your wrists really don't like it, please do drop to your elbow. 3, 2, 1 more. Now we're going to rotate to the center. Take your hands wider than your mats. Options, stay at your toes, or you can drop to your knees and give me 10 push-ups. Now, push-ups. I'm strict with push-ups. You've always got to make sure your chest is between your thumbs, your elbows very slightly point behind you. And if it's too much in your wrist, adapt your wrist as much as you need to. Reduce your range as much as you need to. Maybe bring your knees underneath your hip so you can get a better technique. And you can go a little bit deeper. 1 more. Good. Hands. And back up into that plank if you're not already. Turn that same way. back over to the left, arm to the sky, and 10 little pulses there. Reach. Your option obviously is to drop that knee and work there, that's fine. 4, 3, 2, one more, and swing it around. Knees or toes, same position, back into those push-ups. 10 on the spot. Core in tight. 1. So we inhale to drop down, we exhale to power up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, last 2. One more. Good. Now release off. Slide back. Let your arms relax for a moment. If you want to take it to a nice deep stretch, interlace the fingers, and then just reach the arms up and over. You can just stay here and push those arms high, or you can roll onto the very top of your head, bottom away from the heels, and lift those arms up and over. Release your hands back. Roll yourself back up. And then swing your feet around in front of you. So remember, my head was up that direction. So when we come to our right side, you'll still be facing the same way, but you're the other side of your mat, okay? So we just worked on our left side and our right leg was moving. Lift yourself up tall, take your arms forward. We're going to soften through the spine, roll halfway back, and I want you to open and squeeze your shoulder blades back to center and open the other side. And you can make this as hard as easy as you want. You might just want to rest your hands and just pull back one side as you turn. Or you may want to take your arms higher and pull down and back. Again, just adds a little bit more weight into the body, so your core has to work a little bit harder. Now let's squeeze those thighs together so you're not rolling through the hips. Draw those abs in. Breathe as you rotate, aiming to touch the floor. Follow your elbow with your eye gaze, so you're turning a little bit more through the spine. And we're going to go for 8, 7, stabilize as much as you can. 6, squeeze that belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. And roll it up. Slide your hands into your shins and lift yourself tall. Bring your fingers in to face your bottom on both sides. So it's like a medial rotation in the shoulder. You've rotated inwards. Bring your feet underneath your knees and let's lift our bodies up into reverse tabletop. So the whole idea here is we're trying to create a straight line. So you just lift your hips as high as they will go, pull your chest out of your shoulders, and just breathe here. You might want to extend your legs straight and work with your legs straight, which I'm not going to do today because my shoulders feeling a bit precious. And let's just do some hip presses. And all that is a squeeze of the glutes and a gentle release. So I'm not letting my top part of my rib cage drop. I'm letting the lower part and the glutes drop down. And keep pressing. Give me 5, 6, we're going for 10, 7, 8, lift a little bit higher if you can. Lovely, strong on those arms. One more. And release it back down. Just let those shoulders loosen up. And then roll to the floor and turn over onto your right side. So just line yourself up first of all, resting your head on that upper arm. Bend your knees forward. And then lift that leg to its top back. So like we did on the other side, you pull the knee up towards your shoulder. You flex your foot, you kick your leg away so it lines up the body. You swing it forwards, you point the toe, and you squeeze it back, that little micro squeeze at the back. Pull it in and up. Push it away in line with your body. Swing it forward. Point the toe. Swing it back. So remember, you've got to open that knee and that hip up to bring the knee up high. So I don't want to see knees down here. They've got to always face that way. And when you do that squeeze back behind you, just make sure you're not pushing your hips forward. Stability in that pelvis. And let's move those legs a little bit higher. So they're starting to drop down below the hip range. Bring them back up again. 4 more. Last 2. Last 1. Okay, pull that knee up. Squeeze it up and just catch it for a moment. So as soon as you pull your knee up, you roll very slightly towards the sky. So my hip bones are just gently facing towards the sky. We extend that leg away, and that gives us the freedom to make the circles as big as they can go. Swing that leg around, but at the same time, don't let yourself wobble. Yeah? Everything I'm controlling in my leg is driven from my core. So you want to feel your abs working on that leg movement. Remember your options to reduce your range. Do exactly the same thing with the knee bends. 3 big rotations, as much as you can get out of that buttock and that outer thigh. When you've done your last one, reverse. Come on, big full leg squeezing and back. High and as around as you can go. Come on. 4, 5. We got 5 more to go, as much as you can. Come on, everything you've got now, squeeze it up to its maximum point. 4, 3, last 2. 1 more. And release. So if you felt that, you can give it a little knuckle. Right, so this top leg bends behind. We still stay at that same angle, sliding that bottom leg away, hover. So it's further forward than my mat. And then we do the leg lifts, the adduction, the inner thigh doing the work. Remember, if you rotate your leg, your thigh, your top thigh is going to work. You need to try and turn your toes down towards the floor, heel up, and then you press up and down. And every time I lift up my leg, my core kicks in to assist the movement to work the abs at the same time. So if you both be up here, you can. But remember, you can sink into that shoulder, so it's entirely up to you. I find up on my elbow, I get the leg a little bit higher, but it's more comfortable for the shoulders to be on the ground. Keep going, keep squeezing up. 4 more. Last 2. Now this one stays up, we point the toe and we bend the knee so it taps the shin and extend. Bend in and extend. So I've now sunk into my shoulder because I've forgotten about it. So lift out the shoulder, lift up tall. Go back down and work here. 6, 4 more. Can you lift your leg up a little bit higher so you're tapping more towards the kneecap? 3, 2, last one, stays out straight. Lift it up a little bit more and let's pulse it and control this through the tummy. Make sure it's inner thigh, not your main thigh. 7, 6, get it higher. 4, 3, 2, and release. Take a moment. Okay, we're going to come up into that side plank on your right hand this time. Top leg, your left leg is in front of your right leg. Set yourself up onto the edges of your feet and lift your arm. Choose your elbow if you want to, drop your knee if you want to. And squeeze that right buttock to give 10 side presses up towards the sky. 6, 7. So we're going to transition back into our hands and toes. Knees down if you wish. This time, hands are narrower, and we're going to do tricep push-ups. So our elbows scrape down to the rib cage and push back up. So I'm going to stay in a box position. Some of you may be comfortable enough to lift those knees and hardcore it on the toes, but you have got 10 to do. So your options whilst I'm talking is to reduce the range, a little rock forward and come up. If it's really not for you and your wrist, turn your fingers to face in and do a gentle drop down and back up, but don't put too much pressure on it. Where are we? 3 more? Maybe 2 more? And then we go back up onto those toes, we turn our bodies back up, we squeeze and lift the arms to the sky, lift the hips up and then press at the top range. Squeeze into that underneath glute, squeeze into that waistline, be strong on that arm. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And we rotate ourselves back, knees or toes, hands onto shoulders. 10 triceps again. Inhale, exhale, power up. Five more, halfway there. Come on, squeeze the belly. Last 3. Last 2. 1 more. And sit it back. Let your arms drop. Go back to that stretch again. Lifting the arms, entwine those fingers. Rolling onto the top of the head if you wish, lifting your bottom away. 3 deep breaths here. Extend the elbows. Pull those arms back. And then gently release off. Roll back, swing around to face the front again on your bottom. And then back to this position. Arms forward or arms high. Scoot the belly in, knees bent or knees straight. Now this time, rather than pulling back, we're going to do a big opening. Did this a couple of weeks ago. It's a fabulous exercise. You don't have to start from the top. You might want to start here and just open there. That's absolutely fine. You need to work. Remember, range is more important than struggling through something and ending up working the wrong muscles. You might want to hold onto your knees and just open there. That's also fine. So let's scoot back a little bit more. Keep going. And give me another 12. Follow the hand. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Squeeze your thighs so that your hips are moving. Breathe in every movement. Can you get your arms a little bit higher, no matter where they are? I've lost count. 4, 3, 2 this time. 1. We hold. Bring your hands onto your knees. Lift yourself up. Take a breath in. Slide your hands back to the thighs. Roll up and extend those legs. And work on straightening out those legs as much as you can. This may be enough for you. So just work on building tall through the spine, putting your shoulder blades back. If you wish, release the arms here or up to here and hold. Breathe. Thighs in, chest up. 10 more seconds. Squeeze that belly. The more you try and lift into a narrower V, the harder it will be. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop down. Take a roll forward. Lift up tall. hands turning away. So my fingers are pointed back at the mat, which is a lateral rotation. Bend those knees and lift those hips up into that reverse tabletop again. So just a different shoulder position. Maybe easier, maybe harder. May not be for you. If it's not for you, turn your fingers out to the sides. If you wish, you can extend your legs straight and lift those hips a little bit higher, chest higher, and then press the hips up and down, leaving the top of your rib cage where it is. Just drop and you release. So it's a little bit of mobilization for the lower part of your back. Squeeze it, release. 5, 6, lift higher, chest up. 7, 8, last 2, 9, one more. And 10, roll it down. Free your wrists, give your arms a little shake. Bring yourself down to the floor, hugging those knees in. And then straighten those legs up. Arms go with it. Same arm to leg. Lengthen away. Pull in. Crunch. And other side. So we're doing same arm to leg this time, not opposite arm to legs. Your option is to do knee bends and you reach to the heels and you extend the leg and the arm together, pull back in and crunch. Okay, it's just a little bit easier. Okay, 4 more. Come on, reach away. 3, 2, 1. Now hold up at the top, lift up, and I want you to stay in that crunch. Drop your left leg to a hover and pulse up to that right foot. 9. Option is just drop the foot to the ground and keep crunching up towards that leg. You will start to feel this in your abs. 3, 2, hold it, lift that leg, head down if you need to. Take a breath in, exhale, crunch up, drop your right leg down to the floor and pulse. 10, 9. So this leg's hovered. Lift up to those toes. 6, 5. Drop it if you need to. 3, 2, last 1. Lift that leg and hug it in. Just roll side to side. Slide your hands around the back of the thighs. Roll yourselves up. Lift up tall at the top. Roll back again. Hover. Extend those legs again, just like you did earlier. If you were holding your legs last time, see if you can release them this time. Lift that chest up high. And when you're ready, pause. You might be here. You might be here again. Whatever you are, squeeze and lift for 10, 9, 8. Pull those thighs in, lift that chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, and soles of the feet together, knees out wide, and then just roll yourself down towards the heels. So I've got quite a big space between my heels and my groin. So just roll it down. And then just bring your hands behind you. Keep the edges of your feet into the ground and just lift your hips up. This is like a kind of dynamic stretch. So we're back into that elevation of the hip. We're just getting a little bit of movement. Let the knees just fall apart. If you don't like lifting your bottom, just come here and just roll side to side there. And then just release your bottom back down. Bring your hands onto those shins. Sit up tall. So again, don't let your feet be too tucked in close to you. Bring your hands to here or to here. Soften the spine and then give me a knee lift and an elbow tap. So I'm still keeping that outward motion through my knees, but we're just moving a bit more into that core and into that spine again. So you lift the leg out to the right, lift the left knee out to the left. Good. 8, we're not here for long. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. And roll it up. Bring those feet this time much closer in towards you. You might want to stay here, sit tall. And push those knees down and grow through that spine. That'd be a strong stretch for you. If you don't want to hold you onto your feet, maybe push your arms into the floor. Lift your spine and push your knees down that way. Some of you may want to just curl the spine and lower your head down towards the feet and stretch there. So just pick what works for you and hold the stretch as you breathe on the exhale. Go a little bit deeper. Take a couple more breaths here. And then release it off. Extend your left leg slightly, so not too far. Get a good firm hold of it. Feel free to use a band if you want. More importantly, your right hand is the stronger arm to work in this left hamstring stretch. And you just extend that leg and you let your head and chest drop down. You may feel an opening in your right shoulder blade as you pull your foot into your hand. Double stretch, side and hamstring. And just keep moving into it again through your breath. And you bow down a little bit deeper, push a little bit further, 10 more seconds here. And then when you're ready, ease it off, roll it up. So keeping this right leg bent, swing your left leg around, and we're going to come into a seated hurdle stretch. So just find that stretch in your glutes by bowing down. If you prefer to come fully into pigeon, just transition to pigeon if that's a better stretch for you. And then spend a good 4 breaths here, just letting your buttock release. Okay, when you're ready, bring yourself back up. Drop down into that buttock if you're not already there. Bring yourself up, swing that left leg back around, bring it to bent knee position, and then take your right leg out. Take hold of that foot with your left hand and do the same thing. Hamstring stretch, maybe spinal rotation, maybe a lovely shoulder blade opener, and just bend and drop down towards that thigh. We can breathe into this. Couple more breaths. And then you ease it off. You bend that right knee to, again, that half hurdle position, or if you prefer to transition to pigeon, do so. Find that stretch. Lovely deep breaths here. Allow your body to sink into the hip. Look really left side. And then when you finish there, bring swing that leg all the way around, sit yourself in a lovely comfortable position, and we finish off with the arms open out wide, squeezing into those shoulder blades, sitting tall, lifting the arms up, give yourself a big overhead clap and a bow, and that should have been a nice easy session for you. Thank you very much all.